Harrison Barnes, you're listening to 3-Point Conversion.
Man, I tell you what, that was a heck of a job by our team. We got down big, and there was no panic in any of us. The guys just kept saying the right things. Hey, long basketball game. We got to get stops. Keep trying to push the pace. It was just great to hear the chatter on the bench centered around that. We got a lot of great individual performances. Talk about the guys coming off the bench. Davion, who hadn't seen the court in I don't know how many weeks, gave us a huge lift in the 13 minutes. He was the defensive player of the game. It could have easily gone to another guy that gave us a huge lift, and Chris Duarte could easily gone to him. They were both really big. I thought Duarte's three was huge in the corner too. Alex Lynn was huge. He had a verticality. He made no mistakes, if any. Maybe one, I don't know, but he was just so solid on both ends of the floor. His size was great. His verticality was just showed a toughness and physicality that we need to have around the rim at a guy his size. And then Malik and Trey, they gave us a great punch coming off the bench. They took great shots. They made plays throughout the course of the game. Trey's 19, Malik's 15. It was huge for us coming off the bench. At the end of the day, Domas and Foxy, they did their job. That's what they get paid to do, to score and make plays for us. So both those guys did their job. But our second half defense collectively started with Davion and Duarte. To hold an NBA team at 39 points, for us, that's a huge achievement. We haven't done that, I don't think, the whole time here. And then, those guys ended up shooting 39% from the field, 39.8. Just a huge defensive win. I will say we did try to share the ball. Obviously, 35 assists on 46 buckets was big, but it started and ended with our defense tonight.
Mike, not to make too much of one of 81, but did you guys need this, particularly given what happened in Portland and particularly given how the game started?
I don't think of it that way. We needed it just because I thought it was there for us to take, and we're a pretty good team, and we've always bounced back from, tough losses or whatever. And, anytime you get on road, you try to get it. So I didn't look at it that way. I just felt if we play the right way, we're going to get a lot of them. And I thought tonight we played the right way, and our defense was huge. I keep telling our guys we're going to find a way to score. We just got to find a way to consistently get stops, and I thought we did so tonight.
Malik took ownership earlier of just kind of the bench performance in Portland, saying that, they just came out too kind of lackadaisical, and he took ownership of that. But they really were the bright spot offensively for you guys in the first half that kind of kept you in this game. Can you talk about their performance of what they were able to do offensively to sustain you?
I would say even so defensively, because I thought Atlanta was scoring at will. And, we made subs, and we brought Duarte in, we brought Malik in, we brought Davion in, we brought Alex in. And that's when we started getting stops and getting out in transition and running. And those guys were sharing the ball, and first person that was open, boom, they let it go. And so I thought it started with our defense with that group, which led to us offensively, and that was a lot of fun to watch. Especially coming from those guys that ended up getting more minutes than what they normally get.
Mike, can you speak to what you're asking from your individual players defensively? Is it something you see in them, or if they want to see the floor, they got to play defense? Like I'm asking because Chris tonight, like he admitted he came into the league as a scorer, but now to earn the time, he has to be, become an elite defender. Like, what are you asking of him, or is that something you see in him, that potential to be?
Well, first of all, you see it in him because he's strong. He's a strong young man, and he's a little longer than what you think. And he's got some toughness to him, mental toughness and physical toughness, which bodes well for a guy that has a chance to be a pretty good defender. But I'm asking all of our guys to control the controllables. They got to communicate out there. If you don't communicate defensively in this league, you're going to be dead in the water. Trust me on that. They got to play physical without fouling. They got to show their hands and lead with their chest. And if their man scores or somebody scores because we went vertical or whatever, hey, so be it. But those two things plus this third thing, we have 100% control over. And the last one is to give multiple efforts. Don't give one effort and quit or die on the play. You got to give multiple efforts, and then again, going back to the physicality, hit somebody before you can go get that ball. So that's what we're demanding of everybody, night in and night out. And I thought we got it, especially when we went to the bench. I thought we got it tonight in a large dose in that second half.
What went into the decision to elevate Davion over Keon, and what'd you make of just the way Davion's handled himself since being out of the rotation?
Really, I mean, I show you my minute sheet. It's got Keon. Oh, I left it in my room, but it's got Keon's name on it. It literally just was. At that time, I said, you know what? We probably need a little change. I'm going Davion, and I didn't tell the coaches. Everybody thought we were going Keon, and I just said, hey, Davion, go. And I got to give the young man credit. He's hung in there, and his head was into the game tonight, and his performance was huge for us in terms of getting a win.
Malik said that the players talk more at halftime. You know, when they get to halftime, they talk more than they usually do. Is that something that you encourage, that you want to see more, as far as the players rallying together, whether they're behind or not?
100%, and you know, that's what I kind of alluded to in the first half with the chatter. I mean, I love hearing it. I don't think you can ever become a great team in this league until the locker room takes ownership in the process, and it's all the guys in the locker room. And it can't always come from me, and it can't always come from the other coaches. It's got to come from within that circle of players. And if they can get to that point, which they did a heck of a job of tonight. They're going that direction, probably a little slower than I and everybody else wanted to, but they're heading that way. And tonight was a big step, big learning experience for all of them in that regard.
You talked about the defense in the second half.
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox, the offensive end, 23 points after a real slow first half. Talk about the value of his contributions in the second half there.
You know, both he and Dolan submit their all-stars, and we know that they can score for us. They have to score for us every single time they touch the floor. And we knew Foxy started out slow, but we're not going to go away from him. He's our guy. We know he's eventually going to get going. And, you know, the thing that I like about it is you know, they were giving him the 3-ball tonight. And he's shown, like I keep saying time and time again, that he can knock that shot down. And, you know, to go 8 for 16 from behind the arc was a big night for him. And I think that's a career high in threes made for him. And when you set a career high in threes made, and you did it on 50% shooting in a game that's as tight as this one was, that shows that you can be a special player in this league.